Hey guys, it's Colonel Coffee and we're back on the Division today because of the 2.0 update that's just arrived today on May 24th. So the first update, which came a while ago now, introduced the first Incursion. That was the biggest thing about it. But then it also changed up the levels to gear scores, it added the gear sets and trading and all that stuff. So in this video I'm just going to go over all the patch notes for update 2.0 or 1.2, whatever you want to call it. So as you can see in the overview, there's 6 main features of the update, but there are some key points in the full patch notes which I'm going to go over as well because it changes quite a part of the overall game. So the first one, Clear Sky is the name of the new Incursion. So Clear Sky is a new Incursion mission available in the Times Square area. So that would have been visible since the last update, I believe. In the top left corner of the map, if you're looking north, it's in the top north corner, northwest area. But it's finally playable. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to be giving that a try as soon as I get the chance. As always, you must be level 30 if completed the mission General Assembly. The encounter is balanced for 4 players with high level gear. So obviously it's recommended you have a higher gear score than the last Incursion, so we'll have to work on that. They've introduced 4 more gear sets, just like the first update. So we have Final Measure, stand your ground by defusing hostile grenades with this powerful defensive set. Predator's Mark, make your enemies bleed with this powerful offensive set. Lone Star, never reload your weapons again with this changing utility set. Now Lone Star is the only one I heard of, and it's something like every time you holster your weapon, you regain full ammo and everything. Like you don't have to reload or anything. So that's going to be really key, I believe, in future missions. And then we have Hunter's Faith. Duel your enemies at range and come out on top with this survival focused marksman set. So another sniper version set, which is good because the Sentry's Call kind of got a little bit nerfed today as well, which I'll go over in a sec. Okay, high value targets. Now this is one of the most interesting things about the update. I never knew this was coming, but as soon as I finished the update, I went online. I had a few missions of this, and it's actually quite fun. It's not too high maintenance. It's quite easy. So search and destroy missions, once level 30, complete all encounters and side missions in a named zone to get access to the search and destroy missions in the safe house. So I like this idea because so many of my friends and so many people that I've seen never cleared up the game. Like they maybe finished the initial missions, but they never went back and did all the side missions and stuff, which is one of the first things that me and like Aaron and other friends did, like a few of our closer inner circle. We just went over everything. We completed absolutely everything, so we're set. We've, like, when I open up the map, it has search and destroy missions in every single safe house, so we're going to be busy for quite a while. So receive target intel as a reward for completing search and destroy missions, and then high value target, bring target intel to HVT officers at the base of operations to locate high value targets, and they have both daily and weekly missions available. So if I just explain this briefly, if you are in a safe house and you go up to the mission board, it's now going to say search and destroy mission available. Now you start it, it's going to lead you to an area within the same district and you have to take out some enemies. Then it's going to lead you to another district, you have to take out some more enemies. And so far I've seen it seems to vary between 2 and 3 groups of enemies that you have to take down. Now each one you take down rewards you with 1 high value intel or target intel, if it's called target intel, yeah. Now at first I didn't know what it meant because it came up like a currency, it came up like a new method of currency, and it appears in your pouches as well. So I was a bit confused, so I went to the base of operations, and if you enter the base of operations, turn right to the security wing, and then directly on the right again, there's another 2 new guards that stand there. One with daily high-value target missions and one with a weekly high-value targets. Now the way this works is you have to complete search and destroy missions as often as possible and stock up on your target intel. And then it costs so many target intel to accept the high-value target mission. Now there's a few different difficulties. They go up in certain tiers, so I think the daily one has like 6 tiers or something like that. And each one costs a different value of target intel, but obviously the more difficult it is, the better the rewards you're going to get. So for example, on the dailies, if you choose the hardest one, I can't remember what it is, I think it may be like 30 or so target intel, you chase down a level 32 enemy and he can drop up to one of the new gear set items. So it's a really good way to get some new gear, but it also rewards you with Phoenix credits. So if you do this daily, it's a good way to cap up on some Phoenix credits. I believe you get 25 Phoenix credits per mission. Again, it depends on the tier of the mission that you're doing. Some of them give less, some give more. As for the daily, like, because I said there's 6 tiers available, I don't know if you can do all 6 in a day or if you just have to pick one and do that a day. I haven't tried that yet. But hopefully you can do all 6, because the search and destroy missions there's loads of them, so you will be able to stock up on your target intel quite fast. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favourite parts about the update. It's a good way to get some gear if you're not very good at the incursion yet and stuff, so it's kind of balanced it. Now we're on to Hijack Extractions. Now this is one thing we knew was coming because it was in the trailer and we've seen some guy with a knife cutting the rope, and that's exactly what it sounds like. So Hijack Extractions, guard those extractions, sever the extraction rope to drop all attached loot to the ground. When a player attaches a bag to the extraction rope, another player now has the ability to sever the rope. So if you... Now it's just like, if you were going to extract some items, you could literally just get them on the rope and run away. As long as they were on the rope, it didn't matter if you died or anything like that. Now you properly have to defend them, which is a lot better, in my opinion. Especially now that almost everything gives you yellow gear. All extraction bags attached to the rope will fall to the ground and their loot will scatter across the ground for a free-for-all, as it says, and anyone can pick it up, so it's just going to be like a genuine scramble. And also, if you do hijack an extraction, it will instantly mark you as rogue. I'm not sure which tier, I assume just tier 1, or maybe it'll go up in tiers depending on how much loot is on the rope. I'm not too sure yet, I'll have to experience that. But this is good. It's going to cause some upsets for sure, but it's going to make the Dark Zone a lot more interesting as well. So now we definitely have to guard our extractions, and it's also a good way, if you're on the other side, to try and hit them up and steal people's loot. Sealed caches is the second Dark Zone update. So similar to the supply drops that they added, they've now added sealed caches. So named enemies in the Dark Zone can now drop sealed caches that contain some gear. After extraction, the caches may be opened in the stash to reveal their contents. There are 4 qualities of sealed cache gear, so it's specialized, superior, high-end, and gear set. So you can get the lowest, basically, apart from green, and the new stuff, the gear set, the end game items. So by the sound of it, you can pick up these caches and then extract the caches, and then you can open them at the stash area instead of like having to extract the items themselves. So that's quite interesting. I like that. It adds a bit of mystery, like it says, and I think it does encourage more people to go into the Dark Zone as well. Now this is probably the most I don't know what the word is, functional part of the update. It's the thing that we've all been waiting for. Player stashes are now in every Dark Zone checkpoint entrance. So when you stock up to 30 items and you can't extract anything more, you simply now need to go to a checkpoint to empty your stash. You no longer have to fight your way out of the Dark Zone, teleport back to the base of operations, empty your stash, and then return. You can stay in the Dark Zone at all times. So if this is your cup of tea, if this is what you want to do, people are just going to live in the Dark Zone. This is what they're going to do now. So this is really interesting. This is going to keep people in the Dark Zone a lot more often, I think, and it's going to be a lot busier. So if you do go into the Dark Zone from this point on, just be careful. But empty your stash regularly, just keep it fresh, and you just stock up on that gear. And make sure to dismantle it all for materials, because they're so hard to come by now. Okay, so full patch notes. We have the Incursion, gear sets, search and destroy high value targets, hijack extractions, seal cache, player stash. Okay, so Isaac assignments. There's a new assignment type included in the map overview. Every week a new Isaac assignment will be available to the player. Added new weapons and vanity items in the game. The Historian Marksman rifle is now available. That's definitely available. I'm not sure how to obtain it yet, if it's just from genuine drop or whatnot. They also added a new high-level gear score bracket to the Dark Zones, 0 to 160, 161 to 200, and 201 plus. So that's pretty basic. I know there's another weapon that they were going to add. I think it's a shotgun. I'll have to go into more on that but they haven't made that available yet. That'll be coming soon. Okay, so this is a weird one for me. Like, this is what I noticed first, but I didn't have a clue what happened. So in the main menu overview, where it would say your primary DPS, your health, and then your skill power, the health stat above stamina has now been replaced with something called toughness. So toughness basically combines your health and your armor together. So for example, my health was 70,000, and without changing anything, it's now 195,000 toughness. So that's my armor plus mitigation included on top of my health. I'm not sure how it's exactly added yet, because my health was 70,000, my armor was like 4,000, so I'm not sure the math there yet. If you guys know, leave a comment down below and let me know. Also, at max level, matchmaking for hard and challenge mode will only seek players that are the same level, but max level, which is good, because sometimes you find people lower level and you end up just carrying them through missions, which isn't so good. Players now have a voice chat indicator in the game UI to see if their own VoIP works, so that's quite handy. Okay, so bug fixes, they've fixed quite a few issues. Fixed the bug where players could exit playable map area by using a combination of mobile cover and ballistic shield. So that's basically the cheese that we knew from the first Incursion. Obviously they patched that, but you could still get through the wall. So I'm glad that they fixed all that. Hopefully there's not going to be anything similar with the new Incursion. Hopefully people are going to be forced to find a strategy and just work their way through it. But that's pretty much all the main information. If you want to see a detailed copy of all the patch notes here, just pause the video and you'll be able to read them pretty slowly. But there are online as well at the website, or if you do sign into the game, it's the first thing you'll see. It'll come up with the patch notes. So there you have it. That's update 2.0, and in my opinion, I think it's great. I think it's, compared to update 1, it's just as good. You know, they added a new Incursion. So update 1, they added gear score, gear sets, trading, assignments, which were like daily and weekly missions, which gave you extra rewards, and Dark Zone supply drops, which gave you extra items to collect from the Dark Zone. And compared to update 1.2, we now have sealed caches, so like supply drops, it's extra stuff in the Dark Zone. And we have new missions and stuff as well, but we also have the daily and weekly high value targets compared to like daily and weekly assignments. So you can see where they're going. They're keeping the updates fairly similar, but they're adding more and more stuff to keep us on the game, which I think is fantastic, because I've taken like a few months break from this. I've had a lot of zombies gameplay to do, but after this update, I believe we're probably going to be on the Division a lot more. So we're going to be streaming the Division, we're going to be bringing you any news or any strategies on the Incursion, we're going to be bringing you all that stuff as well, so stay tuned for that. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, tell me what you think of the update and if you're excited for the new Incursion, and I will catch you in the next video.